Hello, hello, hello. It's your girl Hazel.t, the one and only lady with the eyes, trendsetter, and the spiritual gangster. Let's get it, let's go. Cause mama ain't raised no three. So, um, so today's episode is the 7th day of my synergy challenge. Now I did mention it in my other videos, because I kind of upload them late anyway, but I still wanted to be honest with y'all and be like, I skipped a day on Saturday by accident. Um, Once again, it was my nephew party. I could have made time, but that day I was very, I'm not gonna say tired, but just my day to relax and just chill. Y'all tell me why. I feel like it's a sign because God been trying to give me a sign for a long time about these piercings. Tell me why today has really made the day that I really officially like, bruh. I didn't had these piercings since for I'm not gonna say forever, but for a minute, like a nice while, at least a couple years. And I've been trying to save it, buying new rings and stuff like that. But I feel like God want me to just identify myself in a new way, a new structure, a new look. Like I like the piercing look, but I feel like if I'm going to be entering a season and chapter I've never been in before, it's time to definitely completely just sorry, I was looking at the mirror, to literally just completely just re-alter myself in a way. Like we cannot continue to pull old things into your new reality, and he's been showing me that in the tiniest little ways. And also it's okay to just I'm gonna just say it is definitely okay to let go of things and rekindle things. Like you can just like you don't want to hold on to the same version of whatever that you liked. It's always good to take a break. If it's meant, it will come back, but in a new form. Like you don't want to just stick to the same outcome of things. And he even showed me that in a little ways that really pertain to my life in a way that's really going to like catch my attention. But let's dive into the flavor of this one today, of this energy drink. Um, Ginger berry. I like how it's like blue, but the drink is like a reddish, like it looked like fruit punch, like the color, but they got like I like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I was kind of upset today until I really just was like, the enemy is not going to take any joy. Like I woke up early today after some commotion in the house, which did not involve me. But after that, I just sat there and I prayed. I prayed over my child, and I just was really looking at his like baby pictures, and I just was looking like, wow, like the fact that I feel like I've been just like here, there, and everywhere and distracted. I don't know if a lot of moms like ever felt like this before, but you mentally and physically know you're a parent, but these past almost 2 years, God had put me in isolation, and He been really opening my eyes to see the bigger picture and different perspective of a lot of things, and I'm really starting to really understand it and feel it the more I get older and the more time passes. I really just sat and I just looked. I'm like, because my baby's about to be literally next month, August 14th, my son will be 4. And today is actually the 14th, July 14th. So I don't know. I just been really just because I'm just starting to see his progression and his growth. So like I'm just analyzing him and just going through my Snapchat and Google Photos and just trying to like save and upload all my pictures to my Google Photos so I could just sit back and just look and admire him. Like I keep saying, I can't wait till he get older and look at these pictures. Like that is not here yet. Look and really dig deep and just really analyze and just look at it now. Like We too caught up in the past. We too caught up in the future. That's why I be like, I'm gonna save all these photos. So when you get older, I mean, he is gonna get older and look at all of them. But let's look at it now. Like, let's do it as like time is just going and not saying, oh, he get like 10 or 15. Like right now, we're in the moment, and that's another thing that I keep trying to remind myself that we're in the moment. Stay in the current moment because I look back at certain timelines. I'm like, wow, it feel like I just was there, and that was only a couple years ago. Now that I look at it, and I feel like I wasn't there not too long ago. Like literally, it feels like yesterday. Like, and I'm just like, wow, like time really flies, and it's just like I'm thinking about like now that I'm, in this current situation, I'm looking like, wow, in that current situation, I didn't view none of this the way I do now. And that just shows, growth and elevation. And I'm like, dang, like my baby was a baby. Like at that time, I knew he was a baby, but I didn't realize how much of a baby he really was in that timeline. I'm just like, wow, like just the fact that I know that I can't get that back is like insane. And I'm already starting to feel some type of way. And he's only 4. Like, most people don't really come to this realization till their kids are already like too big. Like I'm already like feel like I'm 4 and he not even 5 yet. Like I'm just like, wow, I can't believe like I really have like I'm about to have a 4-year old. Like wow. Um and I'm just watching him progress and grow and just he's just such an amazing, awesome, just smart and divine young man, and it's just I just see the best for us. And then, I'm a first time mom and a single mom at that. So there's a lot of things I know that, wasn't always perfect or right. Not saying that he had but like not every day is going to be the best day. So I do put it in his conscience while he's still young. I'll be like, baby, like, I'm sorry about certain things or I apologize. And and I give him reasons why, even though he don't understand, just some type of reassurance and just things of that nature. But I'm not even rambling and stuff, but that's just something I need to get off my chest. So we're gonna dive into this drink and we're gonna ramble some more. We're gonna ramble some more. So yes, this is ginger. I don't know why I was about to say gingerbread. Goodness, gingerberry. Let me clip this right here. Hopefully the breeze don't get in. Oh, perfect. Okay. So I ain't shake her up this time. I ain't shake her up. It always have like the same signature smell, but I know it's gonna taste what it looks like. 1, 2, 3, go. Not to mention, I kind of got a headache. I don't know where it came from. It's still when I started messing with this nose ring, the nervous system, and I'm a little sensitive and stuff. But I'm not gonna lie, I was trying to force that joint in there, but I'm glad I didn't because I probably would have did damage. And it's actually not bad. Like it's just red, but once it go down, it'll go back to normal. I was really sad, like really, really, really sad because I'm like I didn't had this for so long. I'm like, I didn't have these nose rings in for so long. Of course, I changed the rings, like, and cleaned it periodically, but it's just like, I just be attached to stuff. Like, even the littlest things, like, I always been like that since a kid. And that's why I feel like God been working on me because, like, little stuff like that, excuse me, will really piss me off. Like, anything that I could, like, anything that's mine, that I bought, that I worked hard for, that I invested into, like me, one thing about me, I don't lose my stuff. Not saying I never lost anything because I lose stuff, but not all the time. But I'm not the type of person that just be losing their stuff. I don't mistreat my stuff. I don't mishandle my stuff. I don't misplace my stuff. So it's like I'm the type of person that really take heed to my things because like I'm gonna need this. I love this. I want like stuff like that. Like I don't like at the end of the day, all of this is temporary. We can't take none of this where we go and stuff like that. But I was like I always been like since a kid, like I always just been big on my belongings. Like don't touch my stuff. It was to the point that I never let people come in my room. Like even as a kid, like don't come in my room, don't touch my stuff. None of that. Like I'm the type that's like I'm not. You're not borrowing my stuff, and if I let you borrow something, I must really, really, really trust you, or I really must be like my eyes really. I'm not saying I'll be watching people like a hawk, but at the end of the day, you don't trust people because at the end of the day, they misplace it. They're not going to handle it the way you handle it, and then boom, next thing you know, something is wrong with it. No, because if I would have just said no, nothing would have been wrong with it. Like I don't know. I just never been the type of person that was just so open. Like one thing about me, I'm not stingy though. Like it's weird because I'm really, really not a stingy person. Like if you ask me for something, it got to be something like that benefits like you, and that's not like you borrowing or you. Well, I don't know because I used to let my. It's weird because like I would let certain people, but it's like I gotta really know. Me, I'm very observant, so I know who I'm dealing with. So if a certain person asks me for a certain item, I know who I'm dealing with. I know how to maneuver. I know how to get around certain stuff. And if it's just no, then it's no. But I was never really stingy because if you ask me for something, yeah, I'll give it to you. But for some reason, I was always in a situation where it's like I knew the type of person, and then I always gave the energy like, yeah, we're not gonna ask her because like, yeah, no, sure. It's like a natural like 11, 11. I don't know. It's just been like a natural hunch for people that's like, yeah, no, I could tell like. Not even just with that, but a lot of things. But yeah, I'm also in the season of, and it's so crazy because it's starting to really get to me because I know I'm healing because God has really been calling me to just like at the end of the day, I'm a good person. I don't mean no harm. I always have good intentions. But the main thing about me that's really effed up is when the shoe was on the other foot and I give you my behind a kiss and it's time for me to get my lick back. It's time for me to seek revenge and it's like stuff like that. I cut deep in my and it hits hard and it hits home and it gets very serious and I leave people very dreadful because I'm the type of person where it's like I try to be understanding. I'm very nice. I'm very, open to everybody's opinions and it's like I try to be fair, but then it's like I also have this part of me where it's like I am a little bit too understanding. I used to deal with things like people pleasing and not having boundaries and things of that nature. And it's like I'm very guarded because how much I love and how much I care for people and I realize that some people used to take advantage of me in just the slightest ways and as I get older, I realize certain things I suppressed as a child, I'm not going for it. So then it goes twice harder because for one, I'm an adult, and two, it's to the point that you can't do nothing about it now. I'm not a kid, so it was like, and then it makes it even more worse because I'm the type of person where it's like I'm very observant and I know who I'm dealing with. So when it comes down to that nature of me getting in this a low vibrational energy that's going tit for tat with you, even if it's not physical tit for tat, but just like like causing some type of friction. I already know exactly where to get you. Like it is weird. That's why I'm so happy I'm a good person because if I was one of these evil people out, and I know it's a lot of people out here that really understands what I'm trying to say, because like I'm very calculated and I'm very like I don't know how to explain it, but it makes me mad because it's like I'm good at what I do, but I haven't fully learned my power. But it's crazy because if the shoe was on the other foot of me being in a negative light, I don't know exactly how to master certain things. But when it comes down to me wanting to learn my power in a good way, I'm not gonna say it's hard because I'm still learning it, but I haven't perfected. But I don't like the fact that I have to be in a negative and like I'm not even gonna lie, negative energy pisses me off. Like I don't like negative energy, but when I am in that low vibrational negative energy, I'm ruthless and I'm not gonna say I'm unstoppable, but it's just like it overrides the whole dynamic because I look at it as like, and I know everybody's not into like like zodiacs and stuff like that, but I'm a Taurus, which means I'm an Earth sign, which means I'm very grounded. And I don't know, like I don't know. It's crazy. Like I'm not trying to like say I'm just this ultimate evil person or I'm just like have like I don't know. It's just like everybody has good and negative energy, and it's just like I'm just saying like I just don't like the fact that I don't like getting out of my element, because when I do, it's a situation where it's just a crazy situation, and it's just like a lot of things will be done, a lot of things will be said, and that that rage will take me to a place mentally and hopefully not physically where I don't want to be. But I'm getting better at that. But I've noticed like back to the plot. I noticed like my growth, like when it comes down to certain situations, like now I'm just starting to really just like chalk certain situations, and not only just that, just praying for my enemies, like, or just praying for people in general, like that just don't got it all, like mentally and things of that nature, or just like if like things of that like I hope like y'all understand where I'm coming from, and I hope I'm explaining it the right way, because I don't want y'all to think like no crazy stuff, because I do talk about God, but I just said that I'm very overpowered. I'm in my like low state. I mean, at the end of the day, like I'm not perfect. I'm human. Everybody gets in that energy. Like what? Like I'm just being real with y'all. Like when it get down to it, like nothing matters. Like I don't want to keep going, because it's like I don't want to make I don't want to just keep bringing shining the light on it, because I really don't like negativity, but it's like I don't mind. Well, I used to. I don't like negativity. It really bothers me, but I'm the type of person where it's like I'll take a piss stop if I have to, and I'm not going to care about nothing. Ask questions later. But I realized that at the end of the day, like we live in a society where that's all they want us to do. They want us to do the devil's work, kill, steal, destroy. At the end of the day, like it's easier doing something negative than it is being positive. Like sometimes you do gotta bite the bullet. But my problem was like once I felt all that energy, all that rage, all that fire in my veins, it's like it would just like it just hit right here, and then it just stay there. And then it's just like I feel like it's just like boiling. Like imagine like I need to get this out, but I never was really taught how to like manage my emotions properly and things of that nature. That's why I'm getting to the point where it's like, well, I've been got to the point where it's like, you a parent. Like, at the end of the day, like, none of this is worth it. And it's like, I'm not about to be a hypocrite and try to teach my son certain things. And it's like, even though he never seen any of this stuff, like I'm probably just talking about like past like situations and stuff, because I've been doing really good lately. But I'm just saying like um you a parent, and at the end of the day I want my creation to be something bigger and better, mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually, in every aspect of his life, better than the generation before him and even his own parents. Because why not? um I'm really starting to it's basically the whole mood of what I was talking about is like basically praying for your enemies. Like, cause me, I used to be the type that's like, I will hold a grudge. I will hold a grudge, but that's not good. Keeping that on your conscience, on your mind, on your soul, on your spirit. So I think. being the bigger person for your soul evolvement, and to just also for God too, because God says pray for our enemies, and even though we don't want to, because our worldly, you know, beliefs or how we feel personally and our ego and things like that, and I still go through it. Like it's hard. Like I'm not perfect. I've done and said and did a lot of things that people that I'm not proud of, but I feel like before it got to the point where I did all of that, I'm not the common denominator. And I'm not saying that to not take accountability, because I realized certain things was my fault. And I'm taking accountability, but I also realized majority of the time a lot of people started, but they hate how I finished it, because when I finished it, it hit home, or it became too much, or I did too much, or I said too much, or it's to the point that all of my anger has built up so much is now you just getting a flood of everything how I ever everything like everything everything, and then it hits too hard, because people is weird, because people said and did a lot of weird things to me, but it was always like them projecting or their own opinions and stuff like that. Like me, I don't judge nobody, but at the end of the day, when it's time for me to, stand up for myself or whatnot, I try to stand up for myself. But when you think you about to try to overlap me or like overdo certain things, or just try to like, how you call it, like basically like you just trying, depending on who you are, like now I'm really gonna show you like how dark and crazy it can really get. But it don't always gotta get dark and crazy. That's why I said like just pray for our enemies, because I'm starting to realize that in a spiritual level, it's really not these people, it's their demons navigating them. It's their ego navigating them. And I could say the same thing for me, because it was a lot of situations where I look back, I'm like, wow, like I think my ego was taking control crazy. Or I'm just like, yeah, like my inner demons is not messing with that. But some people got theirs, tamed better than others. And some people don't got them tamed at all. And people think like, oh, the demon, this stuff is not cute. Like, it's really not cute. And people really be out here fighting demons for real. Like their inner shadows, their inner conflict within themselves. Like, so I also had to realize that, like, wow, like half of the time, like they don't even realize they being controlled by something that's not even of them, but they don't even realize it. Like they're not even that tapped into really. Now it start freaking me out when I'm just like I catch myself like that bada bang bada bada. Like, yo, okay, so I'm aware of it. So now it's even worse for me because I'm actually aware. That means I have the upper hand. But it was still hard for me along the way because I'm just like how I feel. Like me, I'm really big on my emotions because it's like when I really care, I really care. When I love, I really love. So it's like I really used to be so like flabbergasted, like or baffled, like. But it necessarily won't hurt my feelings. It just will confuse me, and I just had to realize, like, majority of the time, it's the people. Trust me, it's the people. But sometimes they're being controlled by something that they don't even realize. Same thing with me when I was in my low vibrational state. Like you being, because at the end of the day, you know certain things, and I still will let certain things get the best of me because of you know childhood wounds of feeling like I gotta suppress what I got to say. No, it has nothing. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna say, and I don't care how because when I was being nice and all dancing and understanding, but now. But I'm not gonna lie, I ain't want to make this a little too crazy because at the end of the day, I have been doing good. But I did want to just say this because this is what I've been feeling for, a hot little minute. Just there's nothing wrong with apologizing, even if you really sometimes like It's weird because I like to apologize, but sometimes if I feel like I did the most, and even though I should apologize, I be wanting the other person to apologize to me first because I feel like you started it, but I finished it off, but I just did entirely too much. So why should I have to apologize first if I never started? But guess what? Maybe that's the whole purpose of me still learning this lesson, because at the end of the day, it don't matter who do it first. It's just like, get that off your conscience, because it's like, you don't want to live with that for you as a person. Because I think like in a moment, and then we also have the enemy in our ear giving us reasons and excuses why not to do it. But it's always gonna be that one little dot in the back of your head that be like, at the end of the day, I should. And even if you don't feel like you should, apologize and stuff like that. At the end of the day, sometimes you don't even gotta go to the person directly. You can just go to source. Now, sometimes depending on the situation, God be wanting you to go to the person personally. Um, but sometimes you can forgive people from a distance. You can apologize to people energetically. Um, but it all depends. But that's just something that that's just my little hearty heart. Dang, I ain't have a long video like this in a minute. This is really good. This is my 7-day challenge. I hope y'all like my video. I hope y'all don't think I'm crazy or deranged. I hope y'all definitely understand what I was coming from. I hope I worded everything right. Until we meet again, it's your girl Hazel.t, the one and only lady with the eyes, trendsetter, and the spiritual gangster. Let's get it. Let's come on. I'm raising up for y'all. Oh, see you later. Bye.